Hello, thanks for joining me on the mat on my front porch. Today, this is going to be a quick mini full body workout. We're going to get right into it with a version of the hundreds. So first, exhaling, flattening the spine, which is one way to do the hundreds, or finding your neutral spine, which is that balance point of your lower back with your natural curve. Inhaling the arms overhead to prepare. We're going to exhale, lifting the head and shoulders and getting right away going. Inhaling, pumping the arms with one leg in 90 degrees, and then the next leg joins. Each pose is held for 10 breaths. Legs straight. Then we're going to turn the legs heels together, toes apart. Pilates first. Diagonal. And then returning to feet over the hips. And then inwardly rotating to parallel position once again, downgrading to tabletop, returning one foot to the mat, and the next foot to the mat. So that ended up being about the Pilates 110s today, but it's kind of fun to move through those different poses. So pull the knees in, roll it out, shake it out. We're going to go right into the classic core flow here. Exhaling, head and shoulders up. I'm going to inhale into the single leg stretch with bent knees. One knee in, the other leg extends. Remember, the fingertips are light on the shins. Make this exercise harder by taking the legs lower. Make it easier by taking the legs straight up above the hips. You may also drop the head down to the mat anytime you feel too much tension in the neck and shoulders. We're going to transition into the straight leg, single leg stretch after a quick little wiggle and release out. Feet stretch over the hips. Exhale, head and shoulders up to begin. Taking those hands behind the thigh or reaching into the calf, whatever works for your flexibility. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. I generally inhale for 2 leg moves and then exhale for the next 2. So inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. If that's too long for you, inhale on the one leg and exhale on the next. Release it down, wiggle it out, hug those knees. Moving into the double leg versions here. Exhale, head up to prepare. We inhale to stretch the limbs away from the core, and we exhale as we pull them in. Again, you decide what diagonal. Make sure you're in a neutral spine or a flat back if you're not sure where that neutral spine is. Release that down. Moving into double legs with straight knees. We're going to exhale the head up. You can take fingertips behind the head, or you can also take those thumbs under the tailbone to help keep the lower back glued to your mat as you inhale the legs down and exhale to return. Keeping that nice upper roll-up position in the head and shoulders, unless you need to release the head down. Another option is using the arms here, inhaling the arms by the ears, exhaling to return. And hug and roll. Here comes the crisscross. So remember to reach opposite shoulder towards the opposite knee. Right knee, left shoulder. Left knee, right shoulder. Keep those elbows wide to really give a good workout for the obliques and transverse abdominis muscles. Again, you can reach the legs higher or lower, whatever level you need to be at today. And release the head down, rock and roll those knees around. We're going to move on to our side here. Coming up onto our elbow and knees for a little bit of a modified side plank. We'll be taking those hip dips. Let the hip lower and press it up. Now you can do this with the top leg straight or the bottom leg straight as well, as I'm showing. Each change got a little more difficult, so pick whatever level works for you. Other side. Lifting the hips, a little dip, and a lift. Whichever version. And then here we're moving on to our tummy, resting the forehead on our hands. I'm widening my legs here, a little bit wider than hips, turning them out in that Pilates first position. I'm going to take alternating leg raises a little bit slow, trying to stretch the knees, press the thigh off the mat. We're going to take the tempo up here, even into a little flutter. Almost like swimming, but with our legs a little wider today. Raising up in the upper body to that half flight position, palms facing your mat, but hovering, gazing down to your mat, and release. Shift back to the child's pose. Stretch out that spine. Wiggle it out. Rolling up nice and slow. And I added a little head roll here either way to make sure we released tension in that upper back. And you're done.